Welcome to the Selling Southport podcast. I'm Andrew Wright, Principal of Professional Southport since 2008. Real estate isn't just my career, it's my passion. With decades of experience, I know what it takes to succeed in the property market, especially here in Southport. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, lease or invest, you can count on me and my team to deliver strategies that maximise your returns. Let's dive into today's episode and get you one step closer to your property goals. Hi, I'm Andrew Wright from Professional Southport, and welcome back to Selling Southport, where we take the guesswork out of buying and selling property right here in our local community. If you're a homeowner in Southport and you've been tossing around the idea of doing a few upgrades before putting your place on the market, today's episode is just for you. We're talking about how to add value to your property without overcapitalising. That's it, spending more than you'll ever get back. It's one of the biggest traps sellers fall into, and it often comes from a good place. You want your home to present well, and you want buyers to love it. But sometimes that passion leads to decisions that hurts your back pocket when it comes time to sell. So let's take a look at how to avoid that and where you can add real value that buyers in Southport are actually willing to pay for. Now first, what does overcapitalising really mean? Well, in plain terms, it means when you put more money into renovating a property than the local market can justify in your final selling price. Let's say you spend $50,000 upgrading your kitchen and bathroom, but in the end, buyers are only willing to pay an extra $20,000 for it. You've overcapitalised. It happens a lot, especially if you've been in your home for a while and you feel emotionally connected to it. It's easy to want to go all out with premium materials or trendy designs, but buyers are thinking in dollars, not feelings. And here in Southport, the market is incredibly diverse. So it's important to know what features and upgrades buyers actually value and what they're not prepared to pay extra for. Generally, what buyers in Southport are looking for are homes that are fresh, functional, and ready to move into. They're not necessarily chasing luxury, unless it's a house in the TSS precinct, but they are looking for value. So let's run through a few smart ways you can add that value without blowing your budget. First up, cosmetic upgrade. They go a long way. Fresh paint in neutral tones can make your home feel bigger, brighter, and cleaner. It's one of the best returns on investment you'll get. Updating fixtures like light fittings, tapware, and cabinet handles also gives a more modern feel without major cost. And don't underestimate the garden. A tidy lawn, new mulch, trimmed hedges, and clean pathways all help with first impressions, especially in a lifestyle-driven area like Southport, where outdoor living is a big part of the appeal. New kitchens and bathrooms are often where sellers start, and for good reason. But again, you don't need to go overboard. Instead of a full renovation, you might just replace bench tops, paint cabinetry, or modernise fittings. Small changes here can have a big impact. Outdoor spaces are huge for buyers in this area too. A deck that's been cleaned and oiled, some lights, a barbecue setup, even a cafe table. All of this paints the picture of that relaxed coastal lifestyle people love about Southport. And of course, energy efficiency is something more and more buyers are thinking about. Installing LED lights, ceiling fans, insulation, or even a small solar setup can be a real bonus, especially when buyers are keeping an eye on power bills. Storage is an underrated feature. Whether it's built-ins in the bedrooms, laundry cupboards, or smart garage shelving, buyers love it, and it helps a home feel more functional. Now let's flip the coin. What shouldn't you do? One of the biggest risks is spending money on luxury finishes that don't match the value of the home or the suburb. If your house is mid-range in a street full of similar homes, dropping $30,000 on stone bench tops or designer tapware probably isn't going to get your money back. And steer clear of overly personalised upgrades, bright feature walls, pattern tiles, or bold wallpapers that might suit your taste, but they can be polarising and make it harder for buyers to imagine themselves in the space. Big structural changes, like moving walls, adding rooms, or extending, should never be done without expert advice. These projects can get expensive very fast, and the return isn't always there. So how do you renovate strategically? First, set a budget. A good rule of thumb is to only spend what you're confident you'll get back, and ideally, you want to make more than you spend. Second, speak to your local agent before you renovate. I can't tell you how many times I've walked through a home where tens of thousands have been spent, and if the seller had have just asked first, I could have saved them most of that money. Third, prioritise the updates that will actually shift the buyer's perception. A home that looks clean, modern, and move-in ready, even if it's not new, will always get more attention than one with a flashy kitchen but outdated bathrooms or cracked tiles. Let me give you a real example. I recently met a couple in Southport who were thinking of doing a full kitchen and bathroom reno. We walked through the property together and I told them honestly, you don't need to do that. We focused on some strategic updates, fresh paint, regrouting the bathroom, new handles in the kitchen, some landscaping out the front, and some new carpets. It cost just over $10,000 and they sold well above their expectations within a month. So remember, it's not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. If you're sitting there thinking, what should I actually update before I sell? Let's have a chat. I'm more than happy to take a walk through your home, give you honest advice on what's worth doing, and help you make smart decisions that add value, not just add costs. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Andrew Wright, and this has been Selling Southport.
Thanks for listening to the Selling Southport podcast. I hope today's episode has given you some valuable insights and practical advice on the local real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or invest, I'm here to share my extensive experience and guide you every step of the way. If you have any questions or want to discuss your next property move, don't hesitate to reach out. Your success is my priority. Stay tuned for more expert tips and updates on the Southport property scene.